A says a, but it can also say a. A followed by I says the long sound A. A followed by Y says the long sound A. A magic E says the long sound A. B says B, belly button. C says K, but it can also say S. C followed by A says K. C followed by O says K. C followed by U says K. But C followed by E says the soft sound S. C followed by I says the soft sound S. C followed by Y says the soft sound S. D says D. E says eh, but it can also say E. E-A can say eh like head, and E-A can say E like read. E followed by E says E. E, magic E, says the long sound E. F says F. G says G, but it can also say J. G followed by A says G. G followed by O says G. G followed by U says G. But G followed by E says J. G followed by I says J. G followed by Y says the soft sound J. H says H. I says I, but it can also say I. I followed by E says I. I followed by G, H says the long sound I. I, magic E, says I. J says J. K says K. L says L. M says M. N says N. O says ah, but it can also say O. O followed by A says the long sound O. O followed by E says the long sound O. O magic E says O. P says P. Q U says Qu. R says S says S. T says T. U says but it can also say U. U-E says the long sound U. U, magic E, says the long sound U. V says V. W says W. X says X. Y says Y in the beginning of a word, but it can also say E or I. Z says Z. And now some more sounds that we can't live without. SH says sh. TH says CH says ch, but it can also say k, and it can also say sh, like machine. PH says WH says w. AR says R. OR says or. ER says IR says UR says ING says ing. ED at the end of the word says 3 sounds. ED can say id, ED can say d, ED can say t. TION says shun. AU says ah. AW says ah. OO says ooh, but it can also say like cook. OW says ow, but it can also say oh. OI says oi. OY says oi. EU says ew. EW says ew. OU says ow, but it can also say ooh.